Hello everybody, back today with another episode of my Let's Play of Final Fantasy XIV. Just continuing the main story quest today, so let's get the show on the road. Just need to head over here for the next main story quest in line. Oh, and it looks like one of my spells has been disabled with the new Endwalker content. Let's see, back from the wood. The Sylphic folk have long been friends to Gridania. The mere thought of being at war with them pained the elder seed seer to no end. But owing to your efforts, she will be able to rest easier. Being the benevolent soul that she is, my lady will surely try to find a way to reverse the tempering process. Once again, I thank you. Had the scions of the Seventh Dawn not offered to mediate between our peoples, suspicion and doubt may well have led us into needless conflict. Pray pass on my regards to Lady Minfilia. Hello? Hello, Elric? Can you hear me? It is I, Minfilia. Idra and Papalimo returned some little while ago, and they wasted no time in regaling me with the tale of your exploits. Thanks in large part to you, the name of one primal may be struck from our list of enemies, and the Gridanians may turn their attention to more pressing matters. Well done! Yet the end of our tale is but the start of another. Pray return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. I would apprise you of the present situation in person. Right, so we need to speak with Tataru first? Well, if it isn't my favourite adventurer, welcome back, Elric. Lady Minfilia awaits you within the Solar. Please enter at your leisure. I am given to understand that the matter of Ramuh has finally been resolved. I fear resolved bespeaks a permanence we cannot rightly claim, yet I am well satisfied that the Lord of Leven will not trouble us in the foreseeable future. Your satisfaction is assurance enough for me. How fares the investigation? Well enough. Thancred is sparing no effort. They are many in one, just as you suspected. Their purpose, however, eludes us still. I see. I have been meaning to ask, but is Alice quite well? I feel as if I have scarcely seen her in recent days. Oh, you haven't, and nor have I, alas. Alice has chosen to walk her own path, stubborn girl, but you may be assured that our destination remains the same. And on that note, I take my leave of you. I trust the Baldesian report will serve you well. I take it we can proceed as discussed. Why do you ask? You scarce need my permission to act. It is good to see you again, Elric. I have been looking forward to congratulating you on your triumph in the Twelveswood. Owing to your efforts, conflict has been averted. Surely you have done the Scions proud. With that, we can strike Ramuh from the list. So who's next? The Sahagin and Leviathan? The Lord of the World has not answered his minion's call of late, nor is he expected to do so in the near future. While the Sahagin remain as aggressive as ever, they lack the quantity of crystals required to call forth their god. As with the Sylphs, we can leave them to their own devices, for a time at least. For a time bears repeating, we can ill afford to fall complacent. It is as Y'shtola says, unless we know the minds of the beast tribes, we cannot predict with any certainty when next a primal will return to plague the land. This being the case, we must proceed with as much haste as prudence allows. Any word on Titan? The Maelstrom keeps the kobolds under constant observation. We shall hear from them ere long, you may depend upon it. Indeed, So then, of all the known primals that have been active in recent times, we are left with... Gridania! Wait, I meant Garuda. It was the primal of the exile who lived near Gridania. Yes, that's what I meant. So many malms to cover. Would that there were a more efficient way to conduct our surveys. Were he still with us, we should not long have wanted for a more practicable solution. She's not wrong there. Where in the world are you, Chief? But one sure step at a time. Henceforth, the Order of the Twin Adder will handle all matters pertaining to the Sylphs, under the sage guidance of the Seed Seers. I bid you all enjoy a moment's respite. You have earned it. Is there something else, Elric? Beg pardon? A man named Lahabria, sporting a red mask and robed in black? 12 preserve. Prior to the calamity, the Ascians took great pains to remain hidden. Why would they choose to cast off their veil of secrecy now? Gods, this bodes ill. We must take advantage of the present lull in primal hostilities, and investigate this Lahabria. Learn all we can of him and his designs. I dread to Tataru! A sylph? In Fanland? At long last, this one finds walking one Elric. This one is most dependable of these ones. Is sent by Elder One Frixio to help walking ones. This one is called Noraxia. This one comes as a friend. Let these ones be friends. Pleasure to meet you, Noraxia. Yes, Tataru is as ready to express her fright as she is to express everything else. Not all of us are forged of the same steel as you, I'm afraid. But it takes all kinds to make a family, and it pleases me to no end to see ours continue to grow. One by one, the people of Eosia are beginning to unite, Elric, drawn to the hope that shines within you. Yet a darkness threatens to engulf this light. Never have I doubted the Ascians' presence, but that they have grown so brazen as to carry out their work in plain sight fills me with a sense of deep foreboding. Right, so we've got a few more Vesper Bay Aephorite tickets there, so let's just complete that. And have a word with her once again. I'm afraid there's no rest for the weary, Elric. We must delve further into the motivations of the masked man, the Ascian known as Lahabria. This is an ideal moment to do so, while our hands are not bound to dealing with another primal. At present, we know little and less about the Ascians, only that destruction follows in their wake. I should not be surprised if these beings are behind the chaos that racks the realm. If my fears prove to be reality, we must do all in our power to stop them. Earlier I sent word to each Grand Company to solicit cooperation. The Immortal Flames responded to the effect that they have information on a potential sighting. This is intelligence that we can ill afford to ignore. Go speak with Flame Commander Swift at the Hall of Flames in Uldar to inquire further. How you go about the investigation thereafter, I leave wholly to your discretion. But whatever you do, never forget that we are dealing with the unknown. You cannot take too many precautions. Be safe, Elric. Right, so we're heading off to Uldar and the Hall of Flames. The Masked Man? Ah, you are come on behalf of the Scions, of course. Yes, as we've already relayed to Lady Minfilia, there's been a sighting of this rogue near about Eastern Fanland. A brass blade stationed at Highbridge described him in detail when he alerted us to suspicious activity. I would point you to the witness, but I'm afraid he died not 2 days ago, slain by a marauding horde of Quaquern. Fate can be a cruel mistress. But do not be too quick to despair. Being situated on a trade route, Highbridge sees its fair share of travellers. Folk are always coming and going, and some among them may well have caught a glimpse of your target. You could do worse than to speak with a merchant named Hihibaru. The fellow's always starved for customers, and he'd no doubt welcome your attention, whether or not you have coin or the mind to spend it. Right, so it looks like we're going to seek out this Hihibaru over at Highbridge, so we'll teleport over there and see you guys at the destination. Right, so here we are, just about to have a word with Hihibaru. Welcome to Highbridge, adventurer. Whatever you seek, I, Hihibaru, can provide it. Probably. You're after a masked man? I'm not sure I have one of those in stock. Oh, you're after a masked man. Why didn't you say so sooner? Such an individual might have featured in one of the many rumours I've heard. If you linger a while, mayhap you'll learn a thing or two, eh? Right, so let's just complete that. And have another word with him. Hihibaru wants you to help find La Habria. Maybe. When the Order of Naldfal began excavating the ruins below, I had hopes that Highbridge would turn into a bustling hub for pilgrims. But thanks to the nigh-endless Beastman raids, folk are too afraid to come within a Malmoth here. I sold everything I owned to get my venture started, and I'm loath to give up without making an earnest effort to stick it out. But if things keep going as they are, I'll be bankrupt before the moon is through. Whining won't do me any good though. No, for my business to survive, I need business. Speaking of which, perhaps you would like to browse my wares. Spend a bit of coin to help a struggling merchant. The masked man? Bah! I'll take your bloody masked man. I know what I said before, but vague rumours are all I've got. If you want to know about him, go and ask the other merchants. Right, so let's head off and find these merchants that we need to speak to. There's one just over there. Aye, I've heard tell of the masked devil. Seems he's been appearing not only around Highbridge, but elsewhere about Fanland too. Enough folk have reported seeing him to convince me he's more than a figment of the imagination, but little is known about him otherwise. Right, here's the second guy that we need to speak with. On the trail of a masked man. Aye, I've heard of him, but only in hushed tones and faint whispers. It's said he wears a black hooded robe and looks right suspicious, and that's about all I can say, little though it is. Right, so now we just need to find the third and final merchant that we need to speak with. There he is, just over there. Have I seen a masked man wearing a dark robe? No, I haven't. Nor do I wish to. Business is bad enough without shady characters lurking about. Folk have been given Highbridge a wide berth because of all the Quaquern raids. None but the most devout of pilgrims are willing to come here anymore. Right, so now we just have to head back and speak with Hihibaru and let him know what we've found out. Judging by your expression, I take it you didn't learn much of use. Look, I'm sorry for my rudeness earlier, it's just that things are tough for us merchants at the moment. The Quaquern raids are so constant, so organised, we're beginning to suspect that someone is orchestrating it all. I tend to put my own welfare first, like most of us do, but that doesn't mean I'm a bad person. I promise to keep an eye out for your masked man. If I say or hear anything, you'll be the first to know. Alright, so let's just complete that, and speak with him once again. I finally got some honest-to-God's information on your masked man. Why so confident? Because I saw him with my own 2 eyes. I was out for an evening stroll minding my own business, when I noticed a column of smoke rising from a cliff over at Fal's Respite. Curious, I took myself there to find a masked man. Your masked man, I'm sure of it, standing by a fire. As if in answer, some Quaquern appeared soon after, and the group began talking at length. I'm afraid I was too far out of earshot to hear much of anything. After the group had dispersed, an idea came to me. If you were to use the smouldering coal to start a fire, you might be able to arrange a similar meeting. It will be dangerous, I shouldn't doubt, but you've proven yourself more than a match for a pack of rats. So, what do you think? That's some sound, reliable information, even if I do say so myself. Well worth all the lingering about you've been doing, wouldn't you say? Right, so that's that completed. Now where do we have to go next? All the way up there. And use the smouldering coal at the specified location. So we'll just meet you guys at the destination, as it's quite a distance. Right, so here we are at the destination. Just use our smouldering coal. Corpse Brigade foot soldier, let's deal with him. Doesn't seem too tough, he's going down pretty quick, thankfully. Right, and it looks like we've got to go all the way back to Hihibaru. So once again, we'll just see you guys at the destination. Okay, Hihibaru, we're back. Back so soon. Were you able to find any clues leading to your masked man? I was indeed. The Ward of the Destroyer. A paper ward inscribed with a prayer to the patron deity of Alamigo, Ralgur. The scroll! It bears a prayer to Ralgur the Destroyer. In case you're unfamiliar, Ralgur is the guardian deity of Alamigo, which is currently under Garlean rule. It's highly uncommon for folk of other nations to revere him. I'd wager my last guild that your assailant was Alamigan. It seems this masked man of yours is very well connected. I must confess, the merchant in me envies such a diverse network of contacts. That selfsame merchant also senses danger ahead, and darkness besides. Are you certain you'd rather not take things nice and slow here at Highbridge? I'm afraid not, buddy. I've got a realm to save. So let's speak with him one last time. The Alamigan bandit you had a run-in with is somehow connected to your masked man of mystery. So it stands to reason that if you want to pick up the trail again, you should head toward Little Alamigo over in southern Fandrel. Just so you know what to expect, the settlement is the favoured destination for those refugees who couldn't, well, adapt to life in Uldar. The hearts of the denizens are said to be as barren as the wasteland they live in, and for all intents and purposes, it's a lawless place. Be prepared for a not so warm welcome. Now, I'm not certain how much a help she will be, but it just so happens I have a daughter who has, relocated to Little Alamigo. Her name is Hihira, and it shouldn't hurt to seek her out first. And while you have her attention, I'd be obliged if you could send my love. Not a day goes by that I don't think of her. I suppose this is it then. I had hoped that you would linger here a while, kill some fiends, spend some coin, what have you. But something tells me you're destined for greater things. Wherever it is you end up, I wish you the best. Right, well it looks like we've run out of time for this episode, so we'll just stop it here, and we'll see you guys next time.